Okay. All right.
Hello?
Brian, this is Johnny Robertson, and I'm live on the air, and I wanted to know if you would comment about Tim Whitehart's ministry.
Johnny, I can't comment. I don't know anything about it.
Well, your dad's going to be there.
Are you sure?
I'm looking at the, is your dad Craig Edwards?
Yes, sir. Johnny, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Didn't you and I agree about 4 years ago that we wouldn't be speaking anymore?
Maybe you agreed.
Well, it's 10 till 10 at night, and I have a family, and I have children, and
Okay, well,
that's all I have to say.
just to let you know, Brian, we have demonstrated that you said that you never knew a born-again Baptist commit fornication, and now we know you do, and your dad is actually going to be there with Tim Whitehart with his choir, and you're saying that you don't know anything about it? Okay, the call was ended. Now, folks, I'm having a real hard time here. All right, now, you know, I'm...
Never used that illustration. How would you use X5? How would you use that?
Okay, we have Brian Edwards back on the phone.
So if I were to say on television.
Johnny, I just wanted to call back and let you know that,
what would you say?
I, first of all, have no interest in talking. You and I talked extensively. For 2 years you said I was ashamed to debate you, and so I came on, made it clear that night that you and I needed to have no future interaction. The second thing is that I'm not connected with Tim Whitehart's meeting in Martinsville in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not a supporter of it, not involved in it, didn't invite him to come. This is totally, completely separate of me. And then the third thing is, I don't know why it would be of interest to you at all. And I think it's sad that at 10 o'clock at night, you're concerned about a gentleman coming to Martinsville to speak, and you're not concerned about winning people to Christ. And I just think that's incredibly sad.
Okay, here's the reason, Brian. I played clips from you saying on my broadcast before you allowed the community to know who you were when you were calling me David Koresh. I played you saying that you never knew a true born-again believer that committed fornication. And so we're trying to find out, did you in fact know that, is it the case, is what we're trying to find out. Is Tim a born-again believer, or are you changing your position on not ever knowing a true born-again believer that committed fornication?
I would have to hear that clip again. It seems to me that when we had that discussion, that I said I'd never known a true born-again believer who wanted
He did
to commit fornication. I think the word that night was
all right,
wanted.
take a listen. Take a listen.
Even though he lost that battle, I know he's not going to win the war with Tim. Tim is a strong man. He's going to get back up. After the restoration process, he's going to get back up and he's going to do something for the Lord.
I've never known a Baptist who was really born of God to commit fornication.
And Tim did fall. And Tim did fall.
Born of God would be all those who know Christ as Savior.
After the restoration process,
Born of God would be all those who know Christ as Savior.
and Tim did fall.
I told you that I really believe anyone who is sincerely born of God will not commit fornication.
After
Okay.
the restoration process,
Now, how's your memory?
I don't know. That's close exactly what I said. I didn't even question that. But the thing is, I just wanted to just reaffirm that you and I, really need to have no interaction. I know what you stand for. You know what I stand for, and so that's pretty much as far as it can go, and it needs to go. And the book of Romans, I believe it says that every man must stand before God to give an account of himself, and so that means you're going to answer for you, and he's going to answer for him. It would probably be a great idea, instead of worrying about him, if you worried about you, and I worried about me, since we're all going to give an account to God for ourselves.
Well, we're teachers, Brian, and you're going to give an account for what you've been teaching. And if it is the case that no born-again believer would commit fornication, we need to know. And see, Keith was saying that Tim fell. So we have two contradictions. We have one of you saying that no Baptist, born-again true believer would commit fornication. He did, so evidently he's not a born-again believer. And Carl Keith said he fell. Now, I know that goes against once saved, always saved. So see, we're actually asking Chip over at Freedom Baptist, who is calling for Tim to apologize to their congregation. We're asking Chip to give us an official statement on, who's right and who's wrong. And, I'm simply the one who's been saying that this wasn't true all along.
All right, Johnny. Have a good night.
All right, thanks.